Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Swamp Talk here on SageGators.com. I'm Brian Cady, the voice of Sage basketball, and this is a very special edition because coming up, we're taping right now on February 3rd. Coming up on the 8th is going to be senior day for the women's basketball team, and sitting with me is the lone senior on the team, somebody I've known since day one here at Sage, Frankie Pearson. Frankie, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. First off, let's just kind of go back a little bit in time to when you were starting here at Sage. You were a three-sport athlete at Hoosick Falls High School, not too far away from where we are here in Albany. Talk about the transition you had going from being a three-sport athlete in high school to, coming to Sage and getting acclimated with college athletics overall.
I feel like it was definitely a different. It definitely was a transition, seeing as in high school you're just like focused on, what sport's coming next, and then you come to college, it's a whole different level. You're working with your teammates all year round on the one sport and not focused about anything else besides academics. So it definitely was a transition in that aspect.
Yeah, and as far as you mentioned a little bit of the academics and stuff, being a student athlete, I think it's severely underrated and under-talked about when it comes to the way media covers college athletics. So it's all about, the pretty dunks and the home runs and everything. But nobody really focuses on the fact of how hectic a schedule can be for a student athlete, especially somebody that's active on campus like yourself. Talk a little bit more about that and what it presents, especially concerning a sport that involves as much travel and training like basketball does.
Well, I think Sage holds us to a higher standard in terms of putting academics first. Day one, they say you have to work hard in the gym, you have to put the hours in, but you need to put the hours in the classroom. And from day one, coaches have made that clear, and some coaches even do classroom checks where they check to see if all their athletes are in class, and they do the academic reports. So, and especially, there's a certain GPA you need to be able to continue playing the sport, and that's down here, but Sage wants all their students to be at a higher level, so it's respectable.
Yeah, and it goes to show, you're a Dean's List student, you're a conference scholar athlete. You've done pretty well for yourself in now close to 4 years now here at Sage. Is it a bit surreal at all now to see that you're a senior and you're wrapping up your senior season soon and graduation's right around the corner? Is it all sinking in yet, or is it still kind of a bit surreal to you?
It's surreal. As a freshman, I came in here and there was one senior, Chelsea Martin, and she said, it's going to be over before you know it. And I'm thinking, no, high school you have your 4 years, and it went by, I thought, pretty slow, but when you come here, it happens just like that.
And you mentioned your freshman year, a pretty remarkable year that was. With you won Conference Rookie of the Year. The team wins the Skyline Conference tournament as the 3 seed, mm-hmm. and then all of a sudden, all that success, and then you get a new head coach for your sophomore year. Talk a bit about the progression this program has taken from that crazy freshman year you had to now where you are as a senior, where it's become more of a sense that this is becoming more than just a team, it's really a program with the way it's developed over time.
Well, as a freshman coming in here, didn't really know what to expect. And then the season happened the way it did. It kind of turned a lot of heads and put Sage on the map. And you know what? Everyone was, riding on this high. And then next thing you know, we hear that we're getting a new coach, and we went through the interview process, and everyone's a little shaky, a little nervous. But just have to have faith in the Sage committee when they picked the Coach Coleman, and she's done an excellent job here. She's one of the best Division III athletes to ever come through, and she's, one of the best coaches I've had. So, you have to just have faith.
Yeah, 4-time All-American, high coach. I know you would yell at me if I didn't say that. It's okay. One of the things that is actually a huge benefit to you is the fact that, a lot of kids, when they make their decision about where to go to college and they play their sport, they're usually far away from home. For you, you're relatively close. Hoosick Falls isn't too far of a drive from here in Albany. What has it meant to you to be spending your 4 years in college so close to home and being able to have family and friends come visit you and see you play like you have?
I think it just contributes to the experience as a whole. Growing up, I've had incredible support from my family and friends, and I think, I grew attached to that. So having the ability to go somewhere close and then experience that all over again, it's been amazing. My mom's been to every game I've ever played, so, you look at it and, you see the people that you want in the stands, and it's just a great experience.
And one of the things you've been able to experience, in your growth over the 4 years is now you're wrapping up your second year as a co-captain. Last year you were co-captain with Jen Schaff and Kristen Knockwood. This year it's you, Jen, and now Tegan Clow. What about your experiences here at Sage have you tried to not just learn from yourself, but kind of use as wisdom towards the underclassmen, the Emily Parslows, the Caitlin Bowmans that are coming through now that could lead them to success as much as you've had over your 4 years?
I think that's a good question. I feel in the beginning of the season, coach designates people as leaders, as captains, but what people don't realize is there's those leaders that don't have the title. And I mean, their time will come when they, get to, put on the resume that they were a captain and they can have that there. But what you don't notice is that they lead the team as well. And I learn as much from the Caitlin Bowmans, the Macy Holmes, Emily Parslows as they probably learn from me. So I think it's just a revolving door.
Now, I would not be doing my job here if I didn't wrap up with kind of a little funny, laid-back thing to mention. All right, so to end this on a bit of a more lighthearted, funny part, it's been brought to my attention over time the last couple of years that there's certain people, I'm not going to name names, Frankie and Emily, who like doing imitations of me from the bench when I do introductions for each game. So, first of all, who started this? And second of all, I'm very flattered by it, but I want to see you try and do it.
I don't know if I can do it without my sidekick here.
Okay,
I will say
all right.
I started it, but it's not the same when she's not doing it. So we make sure it happens every time. But there's no comparison. I could only do it when I'm your backup. Like, I'm in the background because
Okay.
you got the pipes and you make
right.
things happen. But I don't know if I have the win for it all by myself.
I've been trying to continually test the two of you as it's gone on because like you've noticed I've kind of taken a look over here and purposely been taking an extra breath just to see if you guys hang on. So
Yeah.
it's very entertaining. I'll say that much. It's very flattering. I will say though. Thank you.
You're the voice of Sage.
Yeah.
No one can do it better.
Well, I've heard my fair share of stuff. Anyways, just to wrap it up again, this has just been my 4 years here at Sage, in a way kind of parallel with you and, Marcus Patterson over on the men's side. And, it's really been awesome to see not just the growth of the programs here at Sage, but also the growth of two awesome people as both students, as athletes, as individuals. And here's a terrific example of what it is to be a student athlete here at Sage. And I got to say, on behalf of everyone at Sage, thank you for everything you've been doing. And thank you for coming on Swamp Talk. And let's bring home that title, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, Frankie Pearson, senior guard for Sage Women's Basketball. Don't forget to stay tuned throughout the rest of the academic year as we'll have more editions of Swamp Talk coming up with all kinds of guests, luminaries, administrators, coaches, players. Who knows? Who knows what's in store? For now, this is Brian Cady saying so long on SageGators.com for Swamp Talk.
Hey, thank you. Sorry.